strictly technology. I'm not about technology yet. I'm not talking about restaurant businesses or running a shop or something. I have nothing against those businesses. They're also hard work, but I know nothing about them. But when you create a piece of technology, and early adopters, young people, your friends, some of your bosses maybe, they tell you that's a really cool piece of technology, which they like, and it adds happiness to their life. That is the best feeling. I don't have a child, I'm not married, so I can't compare if it's like having a child which you see grow up. But maybe it's something like that, because you took the idea from a concept to an actual thing. And believe me, I look at this every morning, and it's totally worth it for the last 30 months. I'm serious, it's completely worth it. I see the drawings, the renderings, the new website we created, the ordering system, just the process of working in all these aspects. Because when you do a startup, you have to do everything. You don't have the resources. You are the operational person, you are the logistics person, you are the marketing person, you are the sales person, you are the person who fills out all the paperwork, you do all the faxing, you pay all the bills. That's typically your life for at least 2 years. Then if you're lucky, you get funding from VCs and you can afford to hire some help. Right? But even then you want to be involved with all the details. Because you don't want people ruining your company. It gets harder and harder to let go. So the experience of it will be phenomenal. You will meet so many interesting people, some really smart people, some very powerful people. It's just the nature of startups. Because it attracts the rich and powerful. And you will meet some incredibly frustrating people, people who will tell you the idea sucks and will not do anything to help you, or they'll just try to put you down. There's competition, of course. People are competing with you from other startups. So, I don't know, on balance, I can't speak for all startups, but with iTwin, it's been a pretty cool experience. It's, for me, it's been a very cool experience. It's been very stressful. But if I compare my life without iTwin and with iTwin, I'd rather have iTwin. So that's for it. I didn't have any real structure prepared, as you can probably tell. So I've reached the end of my random thoughts. And there's one more website I want you to read. lesswrong.com. You don't have to read it, but I think it'll help you if you read it. I can see people taking notes. lesswrong.com. There's some incredibly smart people, and you'll learn a lot about how to think clearly. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them. Thank you.
Alright, we'll open the floor up for questions for Mr. Takru. I'm sure most of you are bursting with questions, so we'll have about 10 minutes for Q&A. I'd like to invite Professor Pamela Lin to moderate the discussion. Thank you. Alright, so does anyone have any questions for Mr. Takru?
There are no bad questions, carry on. Anything is fine. Yeah, hi.
Just wondering, because you mentioned that you actually had quite a lot of support, and there are a lot of safety nets, like a job, get support from A-Star. So I was wondering, how do you think your experience might have been different if you did not have all this to fall back on?
Personally, based on my self-appraisal, I think I wouldn't have gone ahead with iTwin. Frankly, I think so. It's been hard enough with the safety net. That's why, like the guy who's coming from the speakers, ex-Mini, Ryan, and other entrepreneurs I've met over the last 30 months, I look at them and see what they're going through. I mean, I admire myself and my co-founder at times, but those real startup people, Google, when they first started, this is a standard story. They were using their credit cards, and they maxed out, I think, 4 or 5 credit cards, buying servers and PCs to run their program, to run the search engine. They maxed out the credit card. I mean, that's the kind of dedication real founders have. Where you're so delusional and so firm in your belief, you take on debt and you keep doing it until the day you're out of money, you can't get any more cash, whether it's from your parents or from the credit card company. You can sit down, it's alright. And that's when you actually have to give up. It's not that you give up, you have to give up. so a lot of people, a lot of startup founders, they take jobs, consulting work, service work, and then they carry on working at night on their dream. And I have the hugest admiration for such people. I could not do it. And when I leave this place, I start my own company. We'll see what happens. So we'll see. Like, imagine if Google didn't exist today. Well, Google didn't exist 10 years ago, if you remember, right? I started using Google in 1999 as an experiment from yahoo.com. And my life is all Google now. Gmail, Google Maps, and of course Google Search. And Google Street View, I mean, how awesome is Google Street View on the iPhone, right? Can you imagine something like that happening? And that's free. Just think about it. You guys are very lucky. You're like 20, 21, 22. I'm 30. And I've gone through times when So, I mean, you guys are going to see amazing things in the next 10 years. I forgot to speak about that actually. I was supposed to speak about... Yeah, maybe I'll speak... Okay.